Welcome back, guys. We have another knife loaned in from Knife Sergeant. There will be a link to his channel down below, so please go check him out. He's much cooler than me because you know this because he has a logo. And not only does he have a logo, but he got stickers. And he got stickers in different colors. So, yeah, I can't compete with that. I don't have a logo. I've thought about doing a logo. I've had 5 or 6 people start a logo and then just disappear. So I think maybe I'm not supposed to have a logo. I don't know. That's a topic for another video, maybe. So this is the Robert Carter Tech. And interestingly enough, it's one that Knife Sergeant hasn't reviewed himself yet. He did a disassembly video where he changed and put skiff bearings in. And, let's just zoom in here because, he's cooler than me too, because he took this thing apart. I would not have touched, I personally would not have taken this apart, I don't think. Now, the pivot looks pretty cool and crazy, but it is just a number 14 spanner bit that I don't think I have one in my drawer here. Let me look. I do. I think this is the same one. I think this is a number 14. If I can see around the camera. Yes. So this one was rounded off a little bit because this works for Medford Knife and Tool. On their 2-hole pivots, this works perfectly. You just kind of round it off a little bit so that it will fit in there without slipping out. So that's what this takes, even though it looks kind of fancy. Okay. Still, I personally probably would not have taken this apart, but hey, good on you, Mike. And it worked. He got it back together and it still runs on the skiff bearings. So since we're here, we'll just take a close-up look at the beautiful finish here on the blade. This is CPM 154. Titanium scales with the holes. A lanyard, nice lanyard hole. Robtanium on the accents. So that's the pocket clip, the pivots, and the thumb disc. And Robtanium is basically Timascus that Robert Carter forges himself, which I think is pretty awesome. Now, in having this knife, as well as Jim Skelton's original, and actually the first custom Hellraiser ever made, also has a thumb disc. These are my 2 real experiences with thumb discs. I think I've done a video with a different thumb disc, but having had this one for a while now, and also having this guy I've been, playing with for a few days, a week, I've come to the conclusion that I don't really care for thumb discs. I just don't know. You have to kind of push out, and that's odd to me. And even on this custom Hellraiser, this has a thumb stud, which I can just push up. And it just, for me, works better. So I'm not a thumb disc guy. Okay. But that's the difference. And you can see it, here versus, well, that custom one's not a good example. Here's a standard Hellraiser P series with just a standard thumb disc or thumb stud versus the thumb disc. So to each his own. I don't have a problem with it. They do work. I would just prefer, if I was building one, to have a thumb stud. Just me. All right, so let's talk about the specs on this guy. 3 7/8 closed, just a hair under 8 inches, 2.96 blade length with a 2.9 inch cutting edge. Behind the edge is 0.011. Blade thickness is 0.157. Overall thickness of 0.495. Weighs in at 4.3 ounces and is still running on skiff bearings. Now, I'll put a link down below to the disassembly video that Mike did, and you can go check it out. I did not handle this before with its standard steel bearings, so I can't say that the skiff bearings are better, same, or worse. Mike is very clear in his video that it made a significant difference. I don't know, but you can go watch his video because it's interesting how he took bearings and really you're just measuring them and making sure that they're going to fit and you throw them in. I mean, they're not made for this. They're not made for that. They're just bearings and you just throw them in. So kind of a cool video where he takes this apart. And again, I would not have, but that's just me. Okay. So I think it's a very cool knife. It's not for me because I don't love the crazy harpoon that Robert Carter is famous for. I think it works good. It's a great place to put your thumb. Aesthetically, it's not my thing. I do love the Tonto. I do love the hollow grind and the flat grind. I think that's an awesome combination. And I like the thumb disc here a little bit because it does give you something to rest your thumb on. But yeah. And the action is great. I don't know how it was on the steel bearings, but with these skiff bearings, it's not drop shut, which I like. This is a very good action for me and my preferences. Okay. Now, the other knife that Nav Sergeant let me in was this Frank Fisher Fury, which has a completely different action. It's just going to drop shut. Not drop shut like a Spectre or a Norseman, but pretty close. And this is just the stock bearings because I don't even think Nav Sergeant will try to take that one apart because, yeah, I don't think so. So let's do a couple of quick size comparisons on this guy, shall we? Since we have it here, the Frank Fisher Fury, which is a small knife also, but slightly bigger and feels a lot better in my hand personally. This just has a full grip and feels very good. I think partially because it's super contoured. This gives me a full grip also, but I do definitely feel the pocket clip here in my palm of my hand. And these are just, they're slightly contoured. Well, I don't even think they're contoured. They're chamfered around the edges, but they're flat slabs. Whereas the Fury is much more contoured all the way around and just very smooth. All right, so we've got the Sharpie and the pencil, just because it's what we do here. How about just the DU cell battery? Spyderco Delica. I already showed you the Hellraiser next to it, and the Fury, and that's going to be it. So please go check out the disassembly video of this guy if you're so inclined. And please go check out Nav Sergeant's channel because he's got a lot of very cool knives and is a good guy to listen to. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day.